Okay guys, so today I'm going to show you how to build any type of website using only free tools. For instance, you could build a website for the food industry, or a makeup artist, a software company, for spas and salons, or even for a couple getting married. Why not? But that's not it. You can also make a website for a construction company, or a law firm, a dental practice, a consultant, a school, yoga classes, conferences, preschool, a bakery, a church, a charity, an accountant, gym, beauty, transport, cleaning, health, fitness. Well, I'm sure you get the whole idea now. Basically, you can build any type of website that you want. So this is a complete step-by-step tutorial, which means that you don't need any prior experience, and don't worry, there is no coding involved. It's all done using a simple drag and drop tool. Okay, so are you ready? All right, so let's get started. Okay, so our very first step is to take care of our hosting and domain name registration. And for this, click on the link in the description below where it says Get Hosting Now. So click on that link and this will bring you here to the Hostinger website. I personally host all of my websites with Hostinger, and the main reasons are because they are very affordable, reliable, but you also get a lot of extra features like, for instance, free domain name, SSL certificate, and security protection. And all of that for the price of just a cup of coffee per month. As you can see here, you can get this top quality service for just a few dollars per month. Now, to get this service, all we have to do is to click on Start Now and click Select. And from here, we have to select our billing cycle. And as you can see, you can save up to 71% depending on the billing cycle. So if you select 48 months, you can save up to 71%, 24 months up to 67%, and if you select 1 year, up to 71%. So you don't have to select 48 months. By default, it will be selected up here, but you can go ahead with 24 months, maybe 12 months, or if you just want to try things out, you can select 1 month as well. So let me just select 12 months for now. And if we scroll down the page a little bit, you will see how much you're actually saving. So the normal price is $143. This is what you would normally pay for this. And you get a discount of 71%. So you save $102 altogether. So then they're going to add taxes to this. And the total cost is $51.51. So that's for the full year, guys, $51.51. So that includes free SSL certificate, free domain name, free Cloudflare protection, free setup, and not mentioned here also free backup, because you get your website backed up every single day. So if anything happens, you can always restore back to a previous point in time. And all of this for a small cost of just $50. This is insane, guys. This is absolutely fantastic, you know. And the quality of service here is absolutely outstanding and excellent. As you can see, excellent customer reviews. And I couldn't agree more with this, you know. So then next, you're going to enter your email address right here. Select your payment methods. And then I'm going to give you a coupon code to save even more money. So $51.51 at the moment. Select I have a coupon code. Simply type in Mr. Web Reviews, all in capital letters, and then click on the plus sign. So as you can see, it's only going to cost you $47.82 for the whole year. And then after that, all you have to do is just to submit the payment. Very good. And now that you've registered with them, you can go back to the home page and click on Login. Enter your email address and password. And this is going to bring you to the Hostinger admin panel. So from here, the first step is to claim our free domain. So as you can see here, we get a free domain name with our plan. So all we have to do basically is to click on this. So let's click on Claim Domain. And right here, you're going to type in the domain name that you'd like to register. So for instance, your domain name. And then you can select the extension. So .com obviously is the most popular one, but you can select among a few different options. So we have .click, .net, .info, .host, what do we have again? .me, .store, .xyz, .tech, .online. So let's go with .com anyways, you know. And then after that, all you have to do is to check availability. And if it's available, it'll be registered just like that in one click. Now, if the domain name is already registered, you'll get a notification that's going to tell you this domain name is already registered, and you might have to change the domain name for something else and try the different variation. And once you have your domain name registered, it will appear like this here at the bottom. So you could have, for instance, mrwebreviewstutorials.com, and then you'll be able to set up your hosting. So this is the next step. We need to set up our hosting. And for this, we're going to click on this button here. So let's click on Setup. And from here, all we have to do is to click on Start Now. It's a simple 5-step process. Here, feel free to select any of those options. I'm just going to skip for now. Same here, you can select the platform that you want to use. So we're going to take care of this later on in this tutorial. So I'm going to skip this again. From here, you can claim your free domain. So we've done that already. Now you need to select your domain name. So the domain name you just registered should appear here. If it doesn't, click on the drop-down menu and then select it manually. And then click select. And finally here, you need to select your nearest server. So the nearest data center from your location or your target audience location. So as you can see here, you can select among those few options here. So I'm personally based in Ireland, so in Europe. So I'm going to select this one here. Click change. And then all you have to do after this is click finish setup, and we're all done already. And now let's install WordPress on our server. And for this, we're going to the hosting section right here, and we're going to click on manage. And this is going to bring us to the admin panel here. And as you can see, we have all the different features and options here to customize and configure our server. So I have WordPress, order, accounts, emails, domain, website, files, database, advanced, and others. So it might seem a little bit overwhelming, all these options here, but don't worry, we are only going to use one of them, which is this one here, website. So what we're going to do is just click on auto installer. Click on this, and from here we're going to scroll down the page and we're going to select this one here, WooCommerce plus WordPress. So basically we're going to install WordPress and also WooCommerce, which is an e-commerce platform, which will be useful for us for this project. So let's click on select, and from here the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you select HTTPS. So this is to enable the SSL certificate, which will indicate to your visitors that your website is safe to visit. Okay, and then make sure that you select the right domain name. So normally the one you just registered should show up here, but if you have multiple websites like I have here, make sure you select the right one. So I'm going to select mrwebreviewstutorials.com for now, and you leave this field empty. Don't put anything in here. And then you have to type in a username. So by default, it's hello. So type something else here. So for instance, your name and then maybe a number or something hard to guess, obviously, you know. And then you can type in an admin password. So you can either type it manually or have one created for you. So as you can see here, it will auto-generate a password, and then you can copy and paste it somewhere safe. After this, make sure that you have the correct email address right here. And then you need to type a website title. So let's say, for instance, a drop shipping site, because this is what we're going to build today. And everything else you can leave by default, and just tick this one here that says always update to the latest available version. And then after this, all you have to do is to click install, and it will start the process. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe up to a minute, depending on how fast your internet connection is. So just be patient, it's doing its thing. And once WordPress is installed, you will be redirected to this page. So this is a quick overview of your website. So the only thing left basically is to make sure that your SSL certificate is enabled. As you can see, it's enabled by default. But if it is not, you will have a yellow button similar to this one right here that says setup. Just click on that to enable it. Okay, and now we can access our WordPress dashboard. So all we have to do is click on edit website. Let's click on this together. Okay guys, so welcome to our WordPress dashboard. So from here, we're going to do a bit of cleaning up first. So we're going to plugins. And as you can see, I have a few plugins that we are not going to use. So what we can do is just tick this one and tick this one. So Hello Dolly and Askimet. And then select delete, apply, click OK. And we're going to deactivate this one. This is a light speed cache. So it is a caching feature basically. We don't need it at the moment because we are going to build a website here, and during the process it's better to have this deactivated. So disable this for now. There you go. And now we are going to go into settings, general. Just make sure that your site title is here. So this could be your business name, your domain name, or something similar. And your tagline here. So I'm just going to put here Mr. Web Reviews. All together, you know, scroll down the page, make sure that your admin email address here is correct, and then click Save Changes. Now we'll go into permalinks and make sure that you select this one here, Post Name. So this is going to help with SEO and also visually for your visitors. So basically, if you have a page called About Us, it will show yourdomainname.com/about-us, which is much more easier and easy on the eye and easy to read, and also for SEO purposes. And related to the WooCommerce section here, custom base, select product / and that's basically it. Now click Save Changes, and that's all already for the essential settings. Now we're going to Appearance, Themes, and basically here is where all the themes are located. So this has got to do with your layout and the look of your website. So as you can see at the moment, the active one is the 2022, which is the default one that comes with WordPress. So now we are going to upload our own theme and make it absolutely fantastic and look brilliant and very professional. And for this, we're going to go to Rishi theme. And the reason why I picked Rishi theme among many others is because Rishi is free and also lightning fast, and it looks very, very professional indeed. So they come with starter sites. So if we click on this now, you can select among 40 plus ready to import websites. So this is going to make our life much easier because we'll have the main structure already in place, and you can select any of those ready-made templates to get you started. So as you can see, we have charity, law agencies, organic shop, beauty shop, software companies, and so on and so on. So we're just going to choose one here for our project, maybe something that's multi-purpose. So I was thinking maybe we could use this one here. This one is called Rishi Business, and I'm sure we can tweak things around to fit any type of purpose and any type of business. Now, obviously, feel free to select any of those templates that fit your business model. But for our tutorial here, we're just going to use this one because it seems a lot multi-purpose, and this is very convenient for us. Okay, so let's click on this to have a quick preview of what it looks like. So as you can see, it's going to open a new window, and this is basically what the website looks like. So we have a nice menu section, a call to action, another one here, a nice hero section, a few logos of the companies that you work with, and so on, and all the different sections here on our homepage. So as you can see, it looks very professional, very clean layout, etc., etc. Okay, so now we're going to tweak this around and make it our own. So let me show you how we can do this. So we go back to our Rishi website here, and we're going to download it basically. Okay, so for this, you can click on free download, fill out your details. So just like that basically, and then click download now. There you go. As you can see, your purchase is complete, even though it was free, but it is a purchase in some way. So we have our license key here, so keep that saved somewhere, and you have the download link right here. So all you have to do is just to click on this and then save it on your hard drive. Very good. And now we can go back to our WordPress dashboard. So let's go back here, and now we're going to install our theme. And for this, all we have to do is to click on add new, upload, and now we're going to select the file that we just downloaded on our hard drive. So this is the one here. Click open and then install. And now all you have to do is just to activate it. And there you go. As you can see, our theme is installed and also activated. Now we have a message here that said, thank you for installing Rishi theme. Now we strongly recommend that you install Rishi companion plugin to access all the features like extensions, demo starter template, etc., etc. So this is what we need basically to import the demo content. If that message doesn't show up here, you can always download it from the WordPress repo as well. As you can see, it's readily available here as well. So I'll leave a link in the description below as well, just in case. So right here, so let's click on this. And once the plugin has been installed and activated, it will be redirected to this page. This is where you have access to all the customization options for your theme. So basically here you can see everything related to site identity. So that's your logo, basically, you know, the colors, all the fonts as well you want to use, layout, header builder, etc., etc. But the most important part for now is the starter site. So we have to click on this now to import our demo. And as you can see, Rishi theme templates to get started. There's a lot of them, obviously. So what we have to do now is to install Rishi starter templates as well. So let's click on this. Very good. And now, as you can see, we have the demo imported ready-made in front of us, and we can select any of those ready-made templates for us to use immediately. So from here, you can either scroll down the page and look for a template that suits your business model and then go for it. Or we can look by search terms as well. So as you can see here, we're going to look for something related to business. There you go. So these are all the templates available related to business. And we said we were going to use this one here, Rishi Business. So if you click on this, you can have a quick preview. But if you want to install it, you have to click on the title itself. So click on this, Rishi Business. And as you can see here, this is the preview of our website. Now, as you can see, we are offered with two different options: import the complete site or import home template. Or maybe you can import only the About Us page, only services page, and so on. So you can import just one page at a time, or you can import the whole website all together. So this is what we're going to do. Going to make our life easy here. So import complete site. And as you can see here, we have a few different options. So if you've done that several times, you might want to delete the previous ones. But normally, if you start afresh like we do, you don't need it. So just those four here. And then click import. So there you go, guys. As you can see, it's been imported successfully. Now we can have a look at our website. So you can either click on this or escape. So I'm just going to close this for now. And from here, hover on top of the Rishi theme here, the title, and then visit site. Right click on this, open in a new tab. And this is going to open our website. And as you can see, the full demo has been imported and it looks very professional already. So we have a header section, hero section, all the content of our page, including the footer section here. So everything looks absolutely professional and fantastic, to be honest, and we have different pages as well. So now I'm going to show you how you can customize all this website to make it your own, starting from the home page. Okay, so for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go into pages, and then from here, we're going to select the home page. So as you can see, this is the one here. So next to this, you can see this is the front page. So this is clear. This is our home page. So it could be a different name, you could name this differently even. It would still be your home page. And you can see this was built using Elementor. So to edit this page, as you can see, if you hover on top, you have all these different links here. You have edit, quick edit, trash, view, and edit with Elementor. For us to edit this, we have to click on edit with Elementor because this was built using Elementor, okay? So let's click on this and welcome to Elementor Page Builder. So how does this work? So very simply, on the left-hand side, we have all the different widgets. So these are basically all the different elements that you can use on your page. And it's a simple drag and drop feature. And on the right-hand side, we have the preview of our content. So let me explain it to you very quickly how this works. So as you can see, if I hover on top of this, you have a plus, an X, and those 6 dots. If you click on this, as you can see, this is a section. Now, if I hover here on top, you can see you have 1 and 2 elements here. So these are columns. If I click on this, as you can see, this is a column, okay? And each column is made out of different elements with different widgets, okay? So if I click on this, this is a heading. This is a text editor, and this one should be a button, okay? So this is basically how this works. So you have sections. Sections are made out of columns, and columns are made out of different elements and different widgets, okay? Very good. Now, if I want to go back to the list of widgets, I can click on those dots here, just like this, so they are showing up again. And if I wanted to insert something on my page, all you have to do is to drag and drop it. So let's say if I wanted to insert a heading right here, I click the heading widget, drag and drop, and just like that, we have heading here in this section, okay? To delete an element, I right click on the pencil and I click delete. And then you can move things around as well. So I can grab this one and bring it above or the other way around. And we can do the same with our sections. We can move sections around as well, just like this, okay? So this is the same way. And this is how you can easily reorganize the content of your page by using a simple drag and drop feature. Okay, so let's focus on our main section here. So this is our header section, our hero section. And this is a very important section, obviously, because this is the first thing that your visitors will see when they land on your homepage. So this is basically the most important section of all. So you need to make sure you have it right, okay? So you want to convey the message very quickly of what is it that you do and why they should choose you, and also have a quick call to action button. So let's say you run an investment company and you invest mainly in startups. So you want to convey that idea with an image immediately. So what we're going to do is to change the image here, our background image. So we're going to click on those 6 dots here for this section. As you can see, this we're going to edit our section. And then we're going to click onto style. And this is our image here, okay? So if we click on this now, we can upload a new image. So we can select either from the media library, if you want to select one of those pictures that are already there. But normally you'd probably select this one here and upload your own file. So let's select this and let's upload a picture. So we said you're working maybe in an investment company and you invest in startups. So you want to convey this message as well, maybe something nice and friendly, or maybe signing up a contract or something like this. Let me try a few pictures, we'll see. We'll find out which one is best. Then you insert the media. And there you go. As you can see, we have a different feel now altogether. So this could be a handshake after you invest in a company, you have the agreement set up and all that, and then you're shaking hands. So maybe this could be an option. Let's try another image just to see how it looks like. So upload file, select file. Let's go with this one maybe. Open, insert media. There you go. This is a bit more blurry. This could be fine as well. We have the pen here. We can see he's signing something, a contract most likely. We get the whole idea without saying too much. So either way is fine. So this is not bad at all, but I think the other one is probably stronger. So let's go back with this one and insert media. Very good. So in handshake says everything, doesn't it? So we have a fair idea already of what it is that you do. And now just to make sure that your visitors understand, we're going to change our heading here. So we're going to make it very clear in just a few words what it is that you do. So to edit the content, all we have to do is to hover on top, click on the pencil here. And as you can see, this is the content of our title. So this is a heading and this is the title. So we can change this around and type our text here. So let's say maybe let's keep it as simple as possible. Maybe we invest in startups. So we know immediately what it is that you do. And the image in the background conveys that as well. And if you wanted to, you can also customize your heading here. So we can change the color, the font size, etc., etc. So you have the alignment here. So you can center, align to the right, align to the left. And if you go into style, you have all the other options. So you have the text color. So you can select a different color if you wanted to, you know, different altogether. You can change the typography. So typography, that's everything that's related to the font, basically. So as you can see, we have the font family, the size, weight, transform, style, decoration, etc. So if you were to select another font, so let's say maybe Montserrat, just like that, you could select your font. Okay, now we can change the font size. Maybe you want it a little bit bigger, maybe a bit smaller, whichever way you prefer, you know. So let's go maybe a bit bigger like this. Okay, you can change the weight. So that's the thickness of your font. So as you can see, you can go from very thin to bold to extra bold. So maybe here we go with a happy medium, maybe 700. Okay. And you can also transform your text. So you can have everything all in uppercase or everything in lowercase or just the first letter capitalized, whichever option you prefer, you know. You can change the style as well. So normal, italic maybe. Again, this is really up to you. And you can underline, overline, line through, etc. You can change the line height as well. So maybe you want the text to be a little bit closer to each other, those two lines. Maybe it's easier to read. You can space up the letters as well a little bit. Okay. And then you can do the same with the word spacing. So this is basically the space in between the words themselves. Okay. So these are all different options that you can use to customize your text exactly the way you want it. Now you can also add a stroke all around it, you know, an outline and a text shadow, so basically a drop shadow in the background. This is usually used when the contrast between the wording and the background is not strong enough, but in our case, it's absolutely fine. And then we can do the exact same with the subheading here. So all we have to do is just to click on it, and then we can type our own text. So everything is fine with this. I'm just going to correct the typo. I'm just going to leave it as is. It's absolutely fine. And then just underneath, as you can see, we have two buttons here. So if you click on this, you can then change the text. For instance, get started or get a quote or book a demo or call us, request a callback or any of this, you know. So you can easily change the text here and then link it back to an internal page. So we're not going to look after this now. I'm just going to show you how it works later on because we need to link this to an existing page. So let's create all our pages and then we'll come back to the home page after that to link it back to a certain page. So if we scroll down the page now, as you can see, we have all these different icons, different logos. And here you can actually display all the logos of companies that you've worked with. So this will increase trust and credibility, obviously, you know. So maybe you've worked for companies like Uber, maybe AXA Insurance or any of them, you know. If this is the case, you can easily display them and showcase the people you've worked with, all these companies, okay? Now, if you don't want it, you can also easily remove it. So how can you do that? As you can see, if you hover here on top, you can click on the X sign and you can just delete it. And you can bring it back as well if you wanted to. If you deleted it by mistake, or maybe you want it back all together, you can click on this icon here, history, and you can go back to the previous step. So if I click on this, as you can see, now it is back again. And then you can edit this whichever you want. So if you want to keep it and change these images, all you have to do is to click on the image itself, click on it, and then you can choose your image here and then select any of them or upload your own file just like we did before. So this is how easy you can replace those icons. So let's scroll down the page now and let's go down to our next section. So again here, this is a heading. So all you have to do is just to click on it and you can replace this. And this one as well is just like a text editor basically, okay? So this is very simple to use. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, we have a different type of widget here. So if you click on this, as you can see, this is an icon box. So what is an icon box? As you can see, we have an icon here, followed by a title and a little bit of text. So this is a complete widget all in one with 3 different elements, which is much easier to actually manage. So as you can see, this is our title here. This is our description. And then we have our icon here. So where is that icon? Very simply, if you click on this, it will show you all the different icons. So at the moment, we have this one here with the user icon. And now we can change this maybe to something else. So maybe you want to add something like maybe, let's go with something like a truck. Okay, so we have all these different icons. So let's say you wanted to add this one here. You click insert and there you go. Just like that, you have a new icon. When you use icons, just make sure that they are all from the same type. As you can see, this one is solid and these ones are just outlined, as you can see, okay? So if you click on this, we have 2 different sections here. We have solid, which is like our truck, and then regular. So if you go with the regular one, don't mix and match them. Select them all from the same family. So I'm just going to select another one here, maybe just this one here, okay? Just insert it. And as you can see, they all match together now. And then, of course, you can stylize each and every item as well. So if you go into style here, the first item, the first option is to change the color. So if you wanted it to be maybe purple, you can go ahead with this. And as you can see now, it is a purple color. You can change the spacing, you can change the size as well. So you can make it smaller or bigger, whichever you prefer, you know. And then you can rotate the icon as well slightly to give it a bit of a twist. Excuse the pun, but anyways, you know what I mean. And that's basically it. Now you can do the same with the content as well. So if you wanted to change, for instance, the alignment, you can use this feature here as well. As you can see, you can center that or to the left or to the right. And then you can change the spacing, the color, and all of this as well. So basically everything is customizable very easily this way. Now, when it comes down to colors, you want to keep the same colors throughout the whole website. So usually you start from your logo. So I have a blue here and then a brighter blue. And as you can see, this is why we're using that blue throughout the whole website, because it matches our company colors. So clearly this one sticks out like a sore thumb. Basically, the purple doesn't match at all. So let me show you a very nice feature here. So just to make sure that you are choosing colors that match the general layout of your website, you can see over a globe here. So if you click on this, it says custom. If you click on this, you have all the global colors. So these are all the colors that are being used on your website. So just to make sure I don't choose any random colors or anything like this, as you can see, you have theme color 3, theme color 4. So if I was to select this one here, and as you can see now, immediately it matches all the other icons, which is absolutely fine. So where do you find those custom colors? Where are they located? So for this, we have to go back to our WordPress dashboard. We're going to Appearance and then Customize. And as you can see, we have the general options here. Underneath that, we have colors. If you click on this, as you can see, these are the global color palette. So basically, if you click on this, you can select different palettes altogether of different colors that will be applied to your website, okay? So if you were to select this one, you'll have a different feel altogether from your website, etc., etc. And this way, if you select any of them, every time you click on this icon, you'll be selecting from the same color palette, okay? So this is a very nice option. Again, I wanted to show you. Okay, so next, let's take care of our image here. So let's click on that. And to change our image, you can click on it. And then we can upload our new file. So I'm just going to select a new image here. So this one, click open and then insert media. Very good. So that looks absolutely fine. Very professional, doesn't it? Now I'm going to give you a tip here where you can find royalty-free images and professional-looking images for your website that you can use, So this is called pexels.com. So I'll leave a link again in the description below. So pexels.com, and you can type in anything you want here. So if I type in, for instance, business, and then look for this, as you can see, you can select any of those images. All you have to do is just to click on it. So if you wanted this one, for instance, this is the one I just downloaded. So if you click on this, and then you can download any size that you want, and then click free download, and that's all done for you. You can get any images free of charge. Okay, so back here, as you can see, our image looked absolutely fine. Now, the same way we were able to customize everything related to our text and icons, we can do the same with our image. So if you go into style here, the first thing we can do is to change the width. We can change the height as well if you wanted to, very easy by using those sliders. But we can also add some sort of effect if we wanted to. As you can see at the moment, if we hover on top of the image, nothing happens. But you could change this if you wanted to, and maybe add a different type of opacity or something like this. So as you can see, we have the normal mode and hover mode here. So you could have the opacity on full here. So one is fully opaque. And as you can see, if you scroll down, this is cleared out, is more transparent. Okay. So you can go on hover mode, and this is the opacity level. So you can change this maybe to 50%. And if I change this to 50% on hover, as you can see, if I hover on top, the opacity will change. So these are transitions that you can put in place, and you have the transition duration here as well. So basically, if I increase this maybe to 2, it'll be a bit slower, as you can see. You see that? That's very nice, isn't it? So these are things that you can use to make your website more interesting as well. And then you have the hover animation as well. So you can see shrink, pulse, pulse grow, pulse shrink. So let's go with maybe pulse grow. Now if I hover on top, as you can see, you will have a double animation. You have the animation itself, plus the transition, plus the opacity. Now, feel free to play around with any of those settings to make your website stand out a little bit more. Now, let me show you another feature here at the bottom. We have the border type, so you can add a border all around it. So it's like a stroke, basically, all around this, like a frame. But an interesting feature is the border radius here. So let me show you very quickly. So if I add 25 pixels, we don't have straight edges, sharp edges anymore. All our corners are rounded, as you can see. So that's very nice. So if we scroll down a little bit, as you can see, that image is also rounded. So we can reduce that a little bit. Maybe let's try 5. There you go. That's about just perfect now, okay? So we can play around again with those settings and change that accordingly. Okay, so let's scroll down the page now. So everything else roughly on this page is the same. You can just click on the header here, as you can see, and just edit the content. So that's pretty straightforward. We've covered that already. But I'm just going to show you a few additional features and options here. Like this one here, this is a very interesting widget. So this one is called Progress Bar. And as you can see, we have a few titles here with integrity, operational excellence, innovation. So you could use this, for instance, to show this level of your skills. So maybe you're very good at negotiation or something like this. You might put this here. So let's say if you wanted to say negotiation, just like this, okay? And then you can set the percentage. So you could say you're very good at negotiation, so 82% altogether, you know? And then you can decide whether or not you want to show the percentage here. So you can show or hide it altogether. So again, this is really up to you. And you can even add some inner text here. So if I type here a few letters here, as you can see, the text will display inside the progress bar itself. And again, everything is customizable regarding the style. So as you can see, you have the color here. So you can select any other color from your color palette. And then as always, you can customize everything regarding to the style. So if you go here, we can change the colors. So I have two colors here. We have the front color here, which is the progress bar itself, and then the background. So you can change either of those, and you can change the height as well. So you can make it bigger or smaller, depending on what you prefer. And you can also change the radius. So as you can see here, you can have it more rounded or maybe more squarish. Again, it's really a matter of taste and preferences. So let's go back to 15 here. And then we have the same as well for the inner text, the typography, and the text shadow. So basically, this is the color of the text itself, who's going to display here inside the bar. And the typography is the font. Now we have the style of the title as well. So you can change the color of this. So maybe you want it to be blue as well. just like that. Or maybe you want to select any other color from the color picker here. And then as always, you can also change the font if you want to. So let's scroll down the page. Let me show you another interesting feature, another widget here, which is this one. So this one is called the Testimonial Carousel. And this is a very nice widget that will allow you to add testimonials to your website. So if I click here, you can see we have Jack Richard, Alex Richard, Jack Richard, and Christine Lewis. And these are the 3 different ones we have there. So basically, how can you add a testimonial? Very easily. All you have to do is to click on this. And you can add the image. So this is basically the small profile picture we have here. This is the testimonial in itself. This is the name, and the designation could be, for instance, the position in a company or the name of their business, etc., etc. Now, to add a testimonial, all you have to do is to click on Add Item. And then as you can see, it starts with John Doe. So let's go and change the name. So let's call this one David Garay, so myself. And the designation, we're going to put here Mr. Web Reviews, okay? And we're going to add some testimonial here. So let's start by adding a title, and then we can add the testimonial itself. So maybe something like that. And now we can add a picture as well. So I just uploaded one here, so let's go with this one. And now if we click Update, now let's go to our homepage. Let's have a quick refresh. And let's scroll down the page. And let's see what it looks like, okay? So there you go. Now we can go from one to the other. And now we have a testimonial from David Garay, Mr. Web Reviews, Web Design Tutorials, Rishi Theme will allow you to build beautiful websites very easily using Elementor. Now we have a few additional options here. If we scroll down, as you can see, you can select different layouts. So you have layout 1, you can have layout 2. So they just look slightly different again. It's just a matter of preferences, but the content will remain the same, okay? So this is really up to you to select the one you prefer. So let's keep layout 1 for now. So do you want to enable the carousel navigation? So basically those arrows here. And then if you do so, do you want to show the carousel dots as well? So this is a very handy feature. I prefer it myself. I really like it because you can go from one to the other automatically, just like that, okay? Just by clicking on the dots. I think this is a very convenient way of doing it. Now you have the autoplay speed. So do you want to enable it, yes or no? So as you can see, you can disable that, toggle it off altogether. And if it's on, at what speed do you want it to display? So this is in milliseconds. So 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So this is set to 3 seconds. So every 3 seconds, it will slide to the next one. So I suppose you don't want this to be too fast, but maybe not too slow either. So maybe 3000 seconds is just about perfect. And as always, you can customize everything that's got to do with the style. So if you go into the styling section here, you could, for instance, change the color of the title here. So for this, you go into text color, select this, select your color, and maybe you can select blue instead, you know? And you can do the same with the name here. So all this first section here is for the testimonial itself. So if you close this, now we want to change the name here and change the color. This is the reviewer style, okay? So if you click on this, now we have the text color. We can change this to something else and the title as well. So we have the text underneath and the title. So let's go and change the title maybe to something else. Let's select blue again. So there you go. As you can see now, we have a blue color as well along with a blue title. And then you can do the same with the arrow and the dots here as well. So if you go into the dots, you can see you can change the size, the spacing, etc. And for the arrow, you can change the color as you hover on top, etc., etc. Okay, so this is another very helpful widget. Now let's take care of the sections. So let me show you how you can create a new section, how you can delete a section, how you can move sections around. So basically how you can become more creative with the whole process here. So if you want to insert it after this section, go to the next one here and click on the plus sign. And as you can see now, a new section has been inserted in between those two. And now we can freely create whatever we want. And now from here, there are two ways to go about it. You can either drag and drop a widget and drop it here in that section, or you can create a new structure altogether. So if you click on this, as you can see, you can select the type of structure. So maybe a full width column, maybe 2 columns, maybe 3 columns, and so on and so on. So let's go ahead maybe with 2 columns like this. Now we have our section that's divided in 2 different columns, okay? So first, let's add a background image. So we're going to click on our 6 dots here. We can go into style. And as you can see here, you can add a background. So what type of background do you want to add? So if you wanted to add, let's say, a plain color, you could select this and then choose one of the colors, for instance, And as you can see now, our background is in blue. And you can do the same if you wanted to have a gradient color. So you could have a starting color and then a follow-up color, just like this. Or you can add a video all together that will play in the background as well. Or you can add an image. So let's add an image here. So let's click on the plus sign and let's upload our file. So select file and I found this one here online. So let's add this one and then you can create a new gallery. So you can add more than one image. We're just going to keep one for now. Okay, so insert gallery. Now we can see the image in the background, but it's not big enough, obviously. So we have to change this a little bit. So for this, we go back to our layout section here and we're going to change the height. So as you can see, you can click on this, you can fit to screen. So that's the full height. Basically, you have the full image, but that's maybe a little bit too big. So let's select minimum height. So minimum height, you can select a certain height maximum based on the type of device. So I think 400 is fine. Maybe let's go with 450, just like that, okay? And now we want to recenter the picture a little bit, bring it down a little bit so we can see this lady's face in full. So for this, we go back to style. And for this, we're going to select the option here in background position. So at the moment it's default. So I believe the default is center. So we might want to bring this differently. So bottom center maybe. No, that's the other way around. So it is top center. And there you go. Now we can see the lady's face. Now we can also add a background overlay. So this is very helpful, especially if you have a bright image and bright text to increase the contrast between the two. So let me show you what this is. So if you go into normal and hover, so let's select this in normal mode, background type. So we're going to select a color here and we're going to go with our main blue. And as you can see now, it's adding an overlay layer on top of our image and we can tweak the opacity as well. So one being fully opaque and here the closer to 0, the clearer, the more transparent it is. So you might want to play around with this, so you can increase this to give a nice feel to your website. And at the same time, you increase the contrast between the text and the background. And now we can add maybe a big heading here in the middle. So we can click on our dots again, click on heading, drag and drop it here. Very good. So this is fine, but I think maybe we would have this in white. So again, you can click on this, go into style, change the color. So now we can select white all together. As you can see, we have perfect contrast between the font and the background. And now you can edit this very simply, going into the content and type in your own text. So perhaps something like this, and then we can add a little bit of text as well, just underneath. So you just drag and drop it. So let's insert some text here, maybe something like that. And then we can change the font color as well. So we're going to text color, select this and go for something white. There you go. So there you go, guys. This is how you can create a beautiful section on your page. So let's quickly go on our homepage here and refresh and let's have a quick look. So there you go. So this is our section here, and then we scroll down and this is the one we just created. So it looks absolutely perfect and very professional and so easy to do as well. So now if you go back here, let me show you how you can move things around as well. So if you wanted to move your section exactly the same, grab your section and then go down the page and then you can drop it anywhere else all together, just like this. Okay. So this is very easy to move. And now if you wanted to get rid of a section, you think to yourself, oh, maybe I don't need this one, maybe I'll get rid of it. Just click on the X sign and it will be deleted, just like that, okay? And if you delete it by mistake, maybe you want to bring it back again, you're not too sure, maybe you prefer with it, you can always go back to history here and click the previous step and it will bring it back, okay? Just like that. So there you go, guys, that's it for the home page. Now we've covered pretty much everything. So let's have a look at the other pages as well. So as you can see, if you go on our website here, we have the contact page with all our contact details right here and also a contact form, etc, etc. So let's take care of this now. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. Again, we go into pages and this time we're going to edit the contact page, which is this one here. Again, this is an Elementor page. To edit, we're going to edit with Elementor. So let's click on this. Okay, so here maybe first you want to change the background image here. So what we can do is to click on those 6 dots, then style, and then we can upload our own picture. So let's go and select a new one here. So maybe you want to show your premises and the building where you are located maybe, and from where you operate. So we can insert the media now. And as you can see, this looks absolutely professional, doesn't it? And again, you can easily change the heading here by clicking on it. You can change the content, and the same with the subheading. Just type in whatever you want here, okay? And if we scroll down, we have our details here. So as you can see, this is one section, and the section is made out of 3 different columns. So here we could have the address, contact info, and maybe some social media icons, which is always very helpful. So how can you change this around? As you can see, we have a background color here, a grayish background, all of them. So if you want to change this, you have to click on the column itself. And then as you can see, you have the layout and then the style. If you go in the style feature, this is where our color is selected. And if you look to the next one here, you can see that all these edges are rounded. So if you go into border here, you can see they added an 8 pixel radius. This is why all these edges are rounded, but you can increase that or reduce that. This is really up to you again, you know. So this is basically how you can change the color here of the background and maybe the shape of the background itself. And as you can see, there is a bit of a gap here on the left and on the right. If you go into advanced, this is where you could find this, okay? So we have 20 pixels in padding all around, but also 15 on the right and 15 on the left. And this is why there is a gap in between these. Okay, so this is where you can change this as well. Now to edit the content, you hover on top, click on the blue pencil. And again, as you can see, this is an icon box. The reason is because you have this small icon here. So for an address, we're going to select an icon that's related maybe to Google Maps. For contact form, we're going to add a phone. And the same for social media. This is the networking icon. Now to change the address, all you have to do is just basically type it here, type your own address there, and then you can even change the title if you wanted to. So maybe you don't want to say address, maybe office or something like this. Okay, now let's scroll down the page and let's have a look at our next section here. So as you can see, on one side we have a contact form, and then we have an image here in the background. So first, let me show you how you can change the image here in the background. So you would think normally it's in the background of your column here. So if I click on this and go into style, there is no image here. Actually, this image is behind the whole section here. So if I click on our 6 dots here to edit our section, there it is. If you go into the style option here, you can see this is our image. So basically, it's applying a white background on this section here. It's only displaying this side. So what it does, basically, it will allow you to display the whole size image behind your form. So if you want to replace this section here, this image, select an image, be aware that you'll only see this section here. So let's do this together. So let's upload a new file. Let's select file. And I found 2 nice images online. So let me see now where these are. So we have this one here, and I think this one as well. But let's open this one, and then let's insert media. And there you go. So this is absolutely fine. This is a call center, so this should work fine as well. Now let's take care of our contact form here. So if you click on this, as you can see, it says contact form 7. So what is contact form 7? Contact form 7 is an additional plugin installed on your WordPress website that you can use to actually receive inquiries from your visitors. Now we cannot edit the content of our form. We can select which form we want to display, but we cannot edit it from here immediately. From this, we have to go back to our WordPress dashboard. And as you can see here, we have a section called contact, and it's called contact forms. And from here, you have access to all the different contact forms that have been created on your website. So this is where you can actually edit the content of your form. So let's click on this now. And as you can see, this is the content of our form. So you can use different elements here. So you can have a telephone number, maybe a number, a date, a text area, a drop-down menu, and so on. And you can easily add this to your form here underneath. And just to make sure this is going to reach you, as you can see, we have an exclamation mark here. So we have to take care of this, obviously, you know. So what is the problem here? The problem is that you have to add your URL here, the domain name that you're actually using. You see by default it's rishidemos.com. So what we're going to do is to go in our URL here and copy and paste this one here. So you Control-C and then Control-V. So basically type in your domain name, okay? And now if you exit out of this, as you can see, the error message is now gone. Now, as you can see, the form is using different shortcodes. So this is to send it to the site admin email address on the one registered on your WordPress installation here. But if you want to send this somewhere else, maybe you can remove this and type in your email address altogether. So hello@mrwebreviews.com, for instance. Okay. And then you can add any of those shortcodes in your email content here. So let's go back to the form. As you can see, we have telephone, and the reference here is tel88. Okay. So as you can see, this is the one here, tel88. So this one has not been used because it is still in bold font. So if you select this now, Control C, and you can add this to your email content. So you could put phone. Okay. And then the content is tel88. Okay. Now we can save this, and now tel88 is not in bold letters anymore because it is being used in our content here. Okay, so this is how you can tweak your emails. So if you go back here, you can see we have a shortcode, and this is the title, Contact Form 1. So let's go back to our page, and this is exactly the one here, Contact Form 1. Okay, so this is how you can customize your contact page and add a contact form onto it. And now let's scroll down our page, and as you can see, we have an additional section here with the contact details and stuff like this. So you can easily change that again by just clicking on the content. And to change the background image, again, go into style, and this is your image. And as you can see, we have a background overlay, which is this color here, and you can change the opacity just the same way we did it before. Okay. Now, if you want visitors to go to your premises physically and meet you there, maybe you want to add a Google Maps to it. So what we can do is to add a new section here. So let's click on this, and we're going to add a simple full width section, just this one. Okay, so there it is. And now we can go into our widgets and select Google Maps, and we're going to drag and drop it right here. Okay, and all you have to do basically to add your location is to highlight this and just copy and paste your address here. So I just selected a random address now here in New York, and then now we can change the height of our map here, so we can make it bigger or smaller. So let's go maybe with 500, let's say. Okay, 500 be just about perfect. And then you can zoom in and zoom out as well. So as you can see, we're 10 now. So if you go a lower number, you're actually zooming out. And if you have a bigger number, you're actually zooming in. Okay, so this is basically how it works. So depending on how your own requirements, just feel free to play around with this. Now, as you can see, we have a bit of a gap around our edges here. So what we need to do is to click on our section now. And instead of boxed, we're going to select full width. As you can see now, it's taking the full width, but we still have a little bit of wide gap all around it. And the reason is because we have the column gaps here set to default. Now we're going to select no gap, just like this. And now it's just about perfect, isn't it? Now it might be better to have the map on top actually of this section and this one at the end. So let's move this around just like this. And now we can update. And I think now is just about perfect. So let's have a quick test now. So we're going to go here, contact page. Let's refresh. There you go. We have our new picture here, our contact details, our contact form. And just underneath, we have our location. So this is just perfect, isn't it? Now let's fill out this form here. So I'm just going to fill this out very quickly. So maybe something like this, you know, and then we can send the message. And there you go. We have a confirmation. Thank you for your message. It has been sent. So there you go, guys. This is how you can change and customize your home page and contact page. Now, clearly you can do the exact same with all the other pages. We're not going to go through all the pages now, but feel free to edit with Elementor any of those pages and apply the same principles I just showed you. Okay guys, so now let me show you how to take care of our header section here. So how to change our logo, the menu, and our call to action button here. And also after this, I'm going to show you how to tweak our footer section as well. Okay, so let's take care of this now. So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard again. And this time we're going to go to appearance and then customize. And right here, you can see we have our general options and we have header and footer. So if you click on the header section here, you can see you get all these different features here. And this is basically where you can tweak the layout. So at the moment, we have our logo, menu, and a call to action. And this is exactly what we have here. We have a logo, a menu, and a call to action. Okay. So clearly the first thing you might want to do is to change your logo. And for this, all you have to do is to click on this, just like that. And as you can see on the left hand side, we have all the different options. So from here, you can change your logo and you can change the logo style as well. So you can choose among a few different options. So you have the logo in itself. So that's just the image of your logo. You have logo and title. So this is going to be the logo and some text. Logo, title, and tagline. So this is really up to you. Most people would select logo and upload their own logos, but you can select logo and title, or maybe logo and tagline, in which case you can select any of those options here at the bottom as well. You can have your logo on the left and then the rest on the right hand side, and then everything on the right hand side, the logo on the left, maybe the logo on top and everything centered, and so on and so on. So this is really up to you. Now I'm going to show you the most common option, which is usually to upload your own logo. So you can click on this, and then from there, just click on that and you can upload your own logo. So basically I've done that already. So we can select this. We can do the same for the sticky state logo. So select the same again, click select. And then I've done a quick refresh now, and as you can see, our logo is displaying here. So clearly this is way too small. So depending on your logo and the layout and how it looks like, you might want to increase this. How can you do this? You have the logo max width. So I'm going to try maybe here, maybe something like 270 or something similar to this, maybe 273. Okay, we just leave it at that. And I'm going to refresh again very quickly. So there you go. That's just about perfect like this. So this is how easily you can upload your own logo. So I'm going to just revert back now to the previous logo. Now again, this is a simple drag and drop feature, so you can move things around if you wanted to. I could place it here or move it back there, and then you can add as many items as you want. So you can select any of these and add them to any rows here. So I have the top row, main row, and bottom row. So there's nothing on the top row and nothing in the bottom row at the moment, but you can add anything if you want. So let's say if we wanted to add our contact details right here on top, we can do that very easily. All we have to do is to grab this one here, contact, and put it there. Okay. And now as you can see, it is displaying here on top. So we have the email and phone number. So now if we click on this and on the small pencil, we can edit its content. So as you can see, you have email, phone number, and you can add as many as you want as well, you know. So if you want to edit this one, the email contact, you can change this, click on this small arrow, and then you can type in your email address right here. Okay. So let's say hello@mrwebreviews.com. Now you can select all of this, Control-C, and make sure you copy this here at the end next to the mail to semicolon. There you go. So that means that if someone clicks on this on your website, so as you can see, it will turn into a hyperlink. If someone clicks on this, they can send you an email directly. Okay. So this is how you can change this, and you can do the same with your phone number here. Okay. So a phone, change the number, and then you can have the link here as well the same way. And there's a few additional options here. As you can see, you can change the icon size, the item spacing in between them as well. And then you can select whether or not you want to add a shape behind it. So as you can see, we have a rounded shape here behind it. We can remove that all together and just have the icon, or you can have a square. So let's select none for now altogether. And as you can see, that looks absolutely fine as well. Now let's see if we can add something else maybe. Okay, so let's add maybe our social icons here on the other side, on the right hand side here. Now if you click on this, we can edit this as well. So as you can see, our social media icons are displaying fine here. And how can you add another one? So let's say you're going to add maybe, let's say YouTube. So let me find it here. There it is. And you click add, and now it's been added to our list. Okay, so now how do you link those icons to your actual social media pages? As you can see here, you can add links to your social media profile here. So you have to open a new page for this, open in a new tab. And this is going to bring us to the same section here, okay? But this time we're going to click on social networks. So here you can paste basically all your social media URLs. So if you're using Facebook, as you can see, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, you're going to fill out those fields here with the actual URL to those social media platforms. And then from here, you can tweak everything around. Again, you can change the icon size, the icon spacing. You can change the color of your icons as well. As you can see, at the moment, it is custom, so it's a dark gray. But you can use the official colors as well. So you'll have the blue for Twitter, red for Facebook, for YouTube, and the blue for Facebook as well. And you can change the shape as well. As you can see, you can have rounded shape or square shape and so on and so on. And now we have our menu and button section. So let's take care of our button first. If I click on the pencil here, as you can see, we have schedule a call. So you might want to change this, maybe contact us. okay, something like this. And then you can link a URL here. So let's go to our home page. So we're going to select our contact page as the landing page. If you right click on this, copy link address, and then we're going to paste it here, just like that, okay? Now if I publish this, and if we go back to our home page and refresh, now if I click on this, contact us, there you go, it's bringing us immediately to our contact page. And you can do this with any internal pages, obviously, you know. And then we have a few more options as well, you know, for the design and the layout. So you can select if you want the button to be like this, or maybe just an outline shape. You can change the size as well. And you can define as well if you want this to open in a new tab or something like this, okay? So basically all the options are here, including the different colors. So if you wanted to change the color, these are the default ones, but you can click on this and basically change to whatever color you wish, okay? Now let's take care of our menu section here. So if we click on the small pencil, we'll be able to edit. So first, let's take care of our main layout and the design here. As you can see, we can select among 4 different types, type 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what's the difference between them? Well, basically, when you hover on top here, as you can see, the color of the font is changing. If you select this one here, you'll have a line underneath. This one, you'll have a little background all over. And this one, the whole section here will be covered. So let me select this one just to show you what it looks like. So let's select type 4. And as you can see, it's changed slightly. If you hover on top, we have a different effect. As you can see, our background color is slightly grayed out. And we have the font and a line here at the bottom. A very nice effect as well. So again, feel free to play around with any of those options and select the one you prefer. Now, clearly, you can customize any of those items. As you can see here, you can select the item height. You can select the item spacing as well in between those different tabs here. And then we have the drop down option. So basically, if you look at this one here, so if you open this, we have a menu, sub menu. So this is a drop down menu. So we can customize this as well. So how do you want to show it? Simple, solid color, or boxed color? So let's go with a solid color, for instance. And then you can change the drop down reveal effect as well. As you can see, you have inner reveal, opacity, and simple. So let's go with opacity for now, just to show you what it looks like, okay? And then you can offset the drop down from the top as well. As you can see, if we click on this, we have a small gap in between, so that's 5 pixels. But maybe you don't want any gap at all, so maybe 0 pixels. And then you have the drop down width. So as you can see at the moment, we can see the whole finance and reconstructing. Maybe you want it to be smaller, maybe bigger. So let's make it bigger, just like that, 300 pixels. Now I'm going to save this and refresh very quickly. Okay, so let's put this to the test. And as you can see, we have very nice effect indeed. If we hover on top, it will change color as well. We have a full width here of 300 pixels. And also there is no gap anymore in between the menu section and the drop down menu. So this is basically it, guys, okay? So now how can you change those different tabs and the content of your menu section here? So if you go back on top here, this is where we can select the menus. As you can see, we have 3 different menus, and this is menu 1. So where can you go to edit those different tabs? So for this, we go back to our WordPress dashboard. We go into appearance and then menus. And from here, as you can see, you can select your menu. So you have footer menu, footer 1, and then menu 1. So this is the one. If it's not selected, make sure that you select it, okay? And here, if we scroll down, you can see we have home, about, service, blog, contact. And as you can see here, with home, about, service, blog, and contact. Now on your left-hand side here, we have all the different menu items that we can add to our menu section here. So basically, if you wanted to add a page to your menu, all you have to do basically is to tick on that page itself. So let's say we're going to add services, add to menu, and there it is. Now it's been added to our menu section. Now you can indent it as well. So now this is going to be the main menu and this sub menu. Okay, so let me show you very quickly here on the home page. So let me refresh. Let's go here. So as you can see, now we have contact and then services as a drop-down menu. Okay, so this is basically it. Now you can also have a sub menu if you wanted to. I can bring this here, maybe, you know, move it around, and then I can indent it again. So we have menu, sub menu, sub menu. Okay, now if we save this, let's have a quick refresh. Well, let's have a look. So we have services and then sub menu. Okay, so this is basically how it works. Now, if you want to delete an item, you can either click on the arrow here and click remove, or you can bulk select them all if you wanted to delete more than one at a time. So maybe you want to remove the blog and you want to remove finance and reconstructing. So remove selected items. And there you go. Now you have a new menu section. So don't forget to save every time as well. Now, what are the items that you can add here onto your menu section? Very simply, you can add pages, you can add blog posts, you can add custom links. So custom links is for something that's not actually linked directly to your WordPress dashboard. So this could be as well maybe social media platform, maybe an external link or something like this. All you have to do is to type the URL here and then the text that you want to display on your button and then add to menu. You can add categories as well. So these are blog categories. And since we have WooCommerce installed as well, you can add WooCommerce endpoints. Now I'm going to show you a little trick as well, because we have WooCommerce installed, our e-commerce platform. If you're using this, you can also click on this item here, screen options, and then you can add your products as well, product categories, product tags, and landing pages. Okay, all of this. And as you can see, this has been populated now with all these different items. So now you can add literally anything that you want to your menu section here. And as always, don't forget to click save once you're done. And as you can see, we now have 4 pages: home, about, services, and contact. So let's go back to our home page and let's refresh. And as you can see, now we have only those 4 pages: home, about, services, and contact. Okay, very good. So that's our header section sorted. Now let's take care of our footer section. So where is this one? So again, we go back here. So appearance, customize, and this time we're going to click on footer. And it's the same principle for our footer section as for our header section. So as you can see, we have a top row, main row, and bottom row. And this is a simple drag and drop feature. So you can take any of those elements and drag them into those sections here. So let's see now how we can customize our content. So as you can see here, we have a section here. So this is widget 1. So if you click on this, you can't edit anything from here. So this is a widget 1. So this is part of the footer section itself. So how can you edit this? Okay, so let me show you. So we go back to the WordPress dashboard again, appearance, and then widgets. And now we can collapse the very first one here, just like this. And it will reveal all these different sections. So we have footer 1, footer 2, footer 3, footer 4. So if you go back here, as you can see, widget 1, widget 2, widget 3, widget 4, and then social, okay? And that's basically what we have here, our 4 sections. So if you click on this one, footer 1, as you can see, we have our logo and then a short about us sentence here. So which is exactly what we have here, okay? So how can you change this and edit this? Very simply, if you wanted to change the logo, just click on this and then simply click replace. And then you can upload your own image or open the media library. So let's upload a new one and let's select this one here, for instance, Mr. Web Reviews. And there you go. It's going to be inserted here as your new logo. Very simple, isn't it? And you can do the same with the text here. Just type away and type your content here. Now let's have a look at footer 2. So here there is nothing either. And this one we have the followers. So this one has actually the social media icons, okay? So let's have a quick look here. As you can see, we have one here, nothing, and then followers. So let me show you how you can change those social media icons here. So if you go back here, it says followers. So this is just a title. But now let's go back to this section. This is where the social media icons are actually. So if you click on this, as you can see, we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And this is again the same principle as we did it with the header section, okay? So you can refer back to this section if you want to, social media icon in the header section. And then we have our copyright section here. So what's that exactly? So if we go back to our website, it says copyright 2022, and then normally it should be your company name, powered by, and then maybe WordPress or something like this, okay? So if we go back here, as you can see here, we can change the content. There are a few short codes here with curly brackets, you know, as you can see here, current year, and then site, title, and then theme, author, etc., etc. So you can change this around and actually insert your own name. As you can see here, you could put Mr. Web Reviews, okay? So let me publish. Now we go back here and refresh. And as you can see, now we have copyright 2022 Mr. Web Reviews powered by Rishi theme. So this is absolutely fine as well. And now we have our last section here, which is a short menu section as well. So if you go back here, as you can see, this is a footer menu. So which menu is this? As you can see here, it says default, but you can select another one if you want to. So let's say footer one. Let's click publish. Let's go back here and let's refresh. There you go. Now we only have 3 pages: about, services, and contact. And again, how can you change the content of this menu here? Very simple. If you go back to your WordPress dashboard, appearance, menus, and this time you're going to select here footer one, select, and then you can add and remove as many items as you want. So let's say if you wanted to add an additional page, for instance, this sample page here, add to menu. Now we have this. If you save this, go back to your home page and refresh. As you can see, the sample page has been added to our footer section. Now again, there's a lot of empty space here. Maybe you want to fill this out with something else. Maybe you want to put your contact details, your email address or something like this to make it easy for someone to contact you. How can you do this? If you go back to our layout here, as you can see, widget 1, widget 3, you might want to delete this. Okay. And then this time you can bring in your contacts just like that. Okay, very good. And now if you click on this, you can edit the content of those contact details. So if your email, phone number, you click on this, you can change the details here like we did with the header section. So the exact same. So let's publish this. Let's have a quick look as well. So let's refresh. So there you go. As you can see, now we have our contact details right here. And again, you can tweak this around the exact same way we did with the header section, you know. Now, maybe you want this to be a bit more centered, more in the middle. So how can you do this? We can change this from a 4-column section to a 3-column section. So click on this here. And as you can see, you can select how many columns you want. So 3, for instance. And how do you want them to be divided? Equally divided, or a bit more to the left or more to the right. So let's keep it like this for now, okay? So let's click publish. Now let's refresh. And there you go. Now instead of having 4 columns, we have 3 columns only. Okay, very good, guys. So this is how you can build a website for your business or any other type of industry, basically, you know. And one last thing is that Rishi is super fast because it is core vital optimized. And as you can see, thanks to that, it is lightning fast. But I recorded another video related to this. So if you want to know more about why it is so fast, go watch this video here.